Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribe. Yes, subscribe. I don't know if you guys can hear me because I'm like by the wall, but I think you can. We're gonna talk about how to become Elle Woods. I hope you watched the movie because I did multiple times. So yeah, let's get into the video. I know you're probably wondering like, what do you mean how to become Elle Woods? I got notes. Like, what do you mean by that? It's time for you to turn into Elle Woods, and it is. And I'm going to teach you how to become Elle Woods. I'm not saying you got to become like her, but I'm talking about you have to have the drive and hunger to get things done. So I'm going to teach you how. Take these off. And let's get into the video. Okay. Watching this movie, look at these, so cute, right? Watching this movie as a fellow Gemini, like Elle, that's why I'm releasing it in June. Gemini season, June 3rd. I noticed her drive and hunger to get stuff done. You got to get into your Elle Woods bag. Everybody thought Elle was a snob who loved it, who just loved the clothes, who loved the love, which she loved the love and she loved the clothes, but she wasn't no dummy. And people thought she was just a dummy. It was such a stereotype of her. Even her friendships thought Elle was just, let's be real, they all did. Which she did, but she also had a brain. Yep. Nobody believed in her until she proved them wrong. She got into the competition with them in a good way. She shown them how good she is. Everybody counted her out, like I said, her friends and her family, because they didn't think she could become a lawyer. Yes, she was going to Harvard because of a man, but still though, it doesn't matter if she was going to go there for a man or not. People still didn't believe in her. People just thought she just was this Malibu Barbie. And I felt so sorry for her, but I could relate so much to that. That's why I'm saying, like, you can't let what people say about you stop you from getting to the grind. You cannot. And I'm trying to see if I talked about it in here. Just a second. Let's see. No, okay, I'm going to talk about it now. If you remember the scene, she went to get an outfit for Warner. Ain't that his name, Warner? Yep, Warner. She get because I think they were fun to have their date. Not their first date, but they were fun to have a date. She thought he was gonna propose. So she got to the place and the girl, the sales associate, a lot of these sales associates does this. The sales associate thought Elle was dumb. And so she like kind of took the tag off like to make it like it's not on sale. And she thought Elle was just so dumb. This Malibu Barbie, this blondie, she thought she was dumb. But Elle Woods proved her wrong. She said, oh no, baby, this is last season. You thought you was gonna get me to pay for this? You thought I was dumb? And I love that. And that's how you gotta be in this world. You gotta have street smarts. And one thing about your level up group, she teaches that street smarts, so many people think you're just dumb. And it's just like, the way how that sales associate took that tag off and switched it as if it was like brand new, like it wasn't on sale, thought Elle was just not gonna see that. Yeah, that's what I mean by that. Always prove people wrong when it comes to that. Oh, you think I don't know what 9 times 12 is? I know what 9 times 12 is. I'm not gonna say it right now, girl. I know what I'm just use that as an example. But it's just like you think I don't know what 1 plus 1 is. Like I know what 1 plus 1 is. And it's just like you gotta come with the facts. That you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You gotta have that drive and hunger as she does. You know? So yeah. Another thing is when a guy dumped at Elle Warner, it goes to show you how a guy can ruin you if you let them. That's the thing. She moped it and cried for about what? She cried for like a week or two, which was kind of long, but still, she didn't make that become her personality forever. When she got to the beauty shop, the hair place, she ended up like realizing, oh, I want to go to Harvard. She got her act together and she wanted to go to Harvard. She did do it because of him, but still, it still got her up. A lot of people like to stay in a depression. A lot of people like to stay with like just sadness and just not knowing how to treat it, not know how to treat their anxiety, not know how to treat their depression, not know how to treat, certain things they got going on. Elle was like, you know what? Let me get up. You know, what? I'm gonna do this. Her brain changed it. Like she was determined. She had a drive for doing something, and that's really good for your brain. You just don't want to sit in that sadness every day. I don't like when people, cause you got to think about it. Warner moved on already. He moved on that date night. You know what I'm saying? He moved on. You gotta get like how these men do. You could cry for like a week or two, but move on. You can't be crying and like letting that stuff like just sit in you for years and years and years. You gotta let that stuff go. Let it go. Get up and go figure something out. You could do what she did. She wanted to get in Harvard to get back at Warner, to get him again. Do something like that. But don't just sit in that sadness. You get what I'm saying? Just don't. Just don't. Yeah. When Elle Woods got her chance to be a lawyer, everybody was hating on her, and they were. Even the head lawyer was hating on her. Beauty shaming her. Beauty shaming her. They never think someone pretty could be good at something, and that's what I really hate. They really do think, and the world is still like this, they think somebody pretty cannot be smart, and I really don't like that. The thing is, they're just jealous of her beauty, and they were. But Elle Woods was in her own world, and she was. And that's one thing. How to become Elle Woods, you gotta be in your own world. One thing about me as a Gemini, as Geminis in general, we are imaginationists. We love imagination. We love being delusional. And you have to be in this world when you want to go after things in life, because they're going to be people going to literally be like, who do you think you are? They're going to pick at your... Everybody I used to grow up, they used to pick at everything at me. And if I wasn't being in my own world, being in my own shell, I would have been sad and depressed every day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to be in my own world. I had toys at the time. I had my toys. Them are my friends. My toys was my world. I made a whole world. And you have to do that. You get what I'm saying? As an adult, you don't have to use toys, but you have to be in your own world. Because there's going to be people picking at you. Like, oh, you think you're all that because you got beauty? Or you're not smart? Or you're not this? They're not going to give you jobs. So you got to be in your own world, because you're going to get rejected a lot, but you got to keep pushing. You got to keep having that drive and hunger. Look at my YouTube. My YouTube is not where I want it to be. I want to be, bigger, but it's just like a lot of people don't like, comment, subscribe, but I can't let that stop me. You get what I'm saying? I'm just doing this, for fun, but I just can't let this stop me from doing what God has told me to do. Elle was delusional when she came to the first guy in the very beginning, thinking he was going to propose, but he ends up breaking her heart. This is a perfect example of falling in love with someone while you are making it to the top. These men out here want to ruin your success and to get you off track, and they do. There's a lot of men out here that's doing this. It's a lot of famous girls right now, and you see it in the blogs. I'm not going to talk about it. Luckily, she bounced it back, but that's very rare. That's what I'm saying. When you're get into your Elle Woods bag, learn from her mistake. Do not get with somebody like Warner. Do not try to get with, be honest, don't even really have friends. Don't even have a man. Don't even do that, because they're going to get you off track. It was so good that she bounced it back. And I know this is a movie, but people are like that for real. It's so rare for you to bounce back for what how people broke your heart. And she bounced it back. And you got to be able to get yourself up. Get your ass up. Okay? Bounce back on that ass. A lot of men would try to make it like you are stupid, not smart, because of what your parents said. What their parents said. Take that back. What their parents said. Because one thing about it, a lot of these dudes, a lot of these women out here, they have so many stereotypes because they keep listening to what their parents and stuff said. So when a guy say, oh, you're not my type, you really are his type. He doesn't want to see that because of what his parents taught him. Like how a lot of people, like a lot of these men out here are very racist because their parents were racist, so they was taught by racists. So when they see a black man who fits their ideal person, they don't want to date them, so they start to talk bad about them, etc. because their parents were racist. So you can't let that get you. He wasn't confident in himself, but Elle was. So you got to have that confidence to be like, oh, you just racist. Or, oh, it's just you learned that from your parents and you choose not to get smart. You choose not to get your confidence. You choose not to think for yourself. Elle went to Harvard to be a law student. Okay, I see. Oh, yeah. She ended up winning in the end, but you got to realize trying to be the person the guy wants you to be will never end good. It won't. And I'm glad she realized that at the end, where it's like she gave up on Warner, because if she would have kept chasing him in Harvard, like, glad her brain woke her up. She would have kept chasing him. I don't think she would have, like, she would have ended up probably winning that case when she won that case, because she had her personality, because she knew, and that's one thing. They want to call you dumb, and I'm going to close off with this. They wanted to call Elle dumb, but for the fact that she knew that when she was talking to that lady on the stand that she had a perm, for the fact that she knew all of that, that helped her win the case. So that's one thing. A lot of people want to be like, oh, fashion is not good, or fashion not this, makeup, etc. You never know if you're going to be a lawyer one day. You never know you're going to be a doctor one day. You know, that stuff is going to, you might have to use it within those careers, whether it's singing, being a doctor, being a lawyer. Look what Elle, she knew about the perm. She knew, oh, you cannot take a shower right after a perm. So you did that to your father, and she ended up winning the case. So that's proof that you may be learning about fashion right now, but it's going to be for a reason in the long run. So don't let people say, oh, fashion is not a career, da da da. It's going to help you. It's going to be a tool for what your another career is going to be. So yeah, that's how you become Elle Woods. Do not ever give up your hunger. Do not ever give up your drive. Do not ever, ever, ever let what people say stop you from reaching your destiny. Stay in your own world. Continue to learn what you're learning now. If you're into makeup, keep learning makeup, because you never know. You might be one of those people, you know, the funeral people, how they be putting makeup on people, you know, when they're dead, you know, in a casket. You might have a job like that. I'm just saying, that's just an example. You just never know what that makeup tool, you never know what that fashion tool is going to be in the long run in your career. So don't give up on it. Don't listen to those naysayers. Get into your Elle Woods bag and show them and prove them wrong that you can win. Toodles. Bye.
Right straight out, look in.
Look him. One quick question.